Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the pod, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are
Deuce and Mo. Hey. When it comes to
Welcome back. 4 preseason games, an 82-game regular season. That's probably it this year. But the 86-game journey starts tonight. How are we doing, Sacramento?
What up, Deuce?
Hey.
Hey, intensity starts now. At the start of the game, at the start of the pod.
Oh, is that it's supposed to start right away?
Right away. You gotta set the tone right from the start.
Oh, shit. I didn't get that memo. Hey, happy Wednesday nights. We are live. The 6th consecutive season will be going live after every single Kings game. Yeah, I mean, there is a case to be made. We could be like that Panthers podcast that just like quit. They had like a tough start to the season. They're like, we're not doing this anymore.
They literally put out an entire press release saying as to why they can't do it.
Yeah.
Their why wasn't like, oh, something happened to one of the hosts or anything. It was, it's just too hard when the team loses. That's fucking sports.
Oh, wait. Did Cam Newton not win an MVP? Did you guys not get to a Super Bowl?
Try being us!
Yeah.
Hey, happy Wednesday nights.
I had a friend text about that and being like, yeah, you guys ever think about that? You know, like they got a lot of publicity. And I'm like, no. You have to understand the best thing about doing a podcast with a team that doesn't have a track record of winning is commiserating with the community. Truly. Like, you're all my family now, whether you like it or not. You're going to be with me. You're stuck with me. I'm stuck with you. And we're going to go through this together. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry.
Yeah.
We're going to do all the things together.
And it's true. I've already disowned my actual family. I can't disown my Kings family.
Okay.
I mean,
well, you don't have to get for real dark.
Jay Lee was like, why are you happy? We lost. All right. We're going to set the parameters for the upcoming season right here tonight and probably remind you guys again once the season starts, because the people here tonight are the 100% grade A certified basketball sickos, and we appreciate you guys being here live late on a Wednesday night after a preseason game that wasn't even televised. You just streamed it, or you didn't even know what happened. You're following the box score. Thank you. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. But the whole the happy thing. Look, there are going to be times this year we're not happy. But the new rule on this podcast that I'm going to try my best to do all year, and I can't promise I'm gonna be perfect.
Oh, I'm going to be.
We have to laugh at least once on every single show, no matter the result, because I can't go through a season of hell without smiling every once in a while.
That's if you're ever pissed off, I'm just gonna do that. That's all I'm gonna do.
Please don't do that again. Please don't do that again. Biggest thing you guys can do, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We'll be doing content, Kings content, NBA content, all season long.
Jay Lee in the court got me, or in the chat got me. This feels like a cold.
Yeah. It pretty much
do
is.
it all together.
Yeah, no crashing out, dudes. Hey, appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much to Dennis. Let's give some shouts to Omar, Overcommitter, User Unknown, Nick, Cameron, and Dennis, Steven Smith, a beam in the building, the baby daddy, Ellis. Thank you so much. Ron Carter, Z13, Hector, West Sac Kings fan in the building. Per usual, Bobby Stevens, the baby daddy. I already mentioned him. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's keep that chat active. What's up, Marcus? HP in the building. How is everybody? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Hell yeah.
Hey. Hey.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell
This
yeah.
podcast is stupid already after one preseason game. Yes, yes. Appreciate that.
That's what I like to hear.
All right. Should we just start the show?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let me take a sip of sparkling water, huh? I've got great energy. Can I just say that real fast? I have fantastic energy to
I feel
start the
pretty
year.
good right now.
I'm not tired. Just remember this. At the start of the preseason, I feel energetic. And I think it's possibly because I've been taking care of my body the last 2 weeks in the gym, not drinking, just kind of doing a nice reset and just eating well. And I feel great.
I'm really happy for you.
Yeah. You know what happens is in the off season, when you step on the scale and it says 200, and then you look in the mirror and go, oh, man.
Is that what you did?
Oh, I got a little gut. And they don't tell you that once you reach your like late 20s, early 30s, it's over metabolism wise. And that's
He's
where I
lying
am.
about his age.
Let's have some fun. Deuce and Mo, come down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. We are back, and so are the Sacramento Kings. You knew Kings basketball was back when you saw an opposing team come to town and drop 23 pointers.
Not funny.
You gotta laugh every episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
But the
come
Kings
on.
opened up the preseason at home. They're playing 4 preseason games, and they lose to the Raptors tonight, 130 to 122. This podcast is always presented by our friends over at Centivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
I'm good. I'm good. Man, I sound like this all the time. It's like I process, am I good? No, but I am good. I'm glad the NBA season is back. The Sacramento Kings season is back. Hope can be in the air for a little bit of time. It can be taken away from you in such a short period of time, or a very
It's like a balloon that wasn't tied tonight, right? And just-
Right.
The hope just went.
But it was like the slowest
Yeah.
balloon too, because it ended up being the longest preseason game in NBA history.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
2 hours and 30 minutes tonight
Jesus.
for a preseason game. There's a lot to go over in this one. The good, there was some good tonight, a lot of bad, a lot to talk about on this one. Morgan, do you remember our conversation on the way to the game today?
Oh yes, because you were here.
Okay. Can you explain that for the audio people?
Yes. So the conversation consisted of little short spurts of Deuce convincing himself, oh man, I'm telling you, Morgan, I'm really excited. Okay, Deuce, that's great. Then like maybe 2 streetlights later, I just feel like they're going to be okay, but like they're going to need to do this, or maybe they're not going to win as many games as I thought, but I don't know. It could be good. Okay. And then it would go to maybe a block later and you'd be like, but yeah, I'm really excited. I think if they can really start the tone and set that identity from literally, we hadn't even reached Golden One Center. It's 3:45 in the afternoon. And that is where day one, buddy, day one.
Yeah. And my emotions may be a little different after this one tonight.
What?
Can I really be honest about this game today?
No, lie to us.
A couple of things. Okay, let's rewind for a second. Last preseason, If you go back and listen to our podcast, the Kings did not win a preseason game, and I was shitting on the chat. Like, you guys care about the preseason. This doesn't matter. You relax or figuring stuff out. And some of that is true, but a lot of people were worried about some of the issues that they were seeing.
100%.
And what do you know? Those same issues were happening come the regular season. We all know what happened last year. Let's all try to forget it the best we can. Couple of notes. The Kings have not won a preseason game since October 19th, 2023. Last year, they went 0-5. The year before that, 1-4. Cool. They're 1-10 in their last 11 preseason games. That's crazy.
But we don't care. It's preseason, right?
I know, but here's where I'm going to go with tonight. During training camp, we've heard a lot, right? Well, this offseason, like Scott Perry has his 6 like key core values, right? Which team-oriented, accountability, discipline, physicality, competitiveness.
Ooh.
And there's like one more.
There was a C word, so I'm going to say competitiveness.
Yeah. Anyway, they're trying to set a culture. That's what a new front office does.
Yes.
Now a new coaching staff. And you hear all these things. And then you come to training camp and there's this message of like, hey, we're picking up 94 feet. That's the mentality we're going to go. Training camp's been productive. They've been scrimmaging a lot. They're playing a lot. And I'm like, okay, it seems like everybody's buying in. I've seen some stuff with my own eyes with this team competing. I'm like, okay, now you have to see it against actual competition.
Absolutely.
And tonight was the first test of that. Against the Toronto Raptors team, that's definitely intriguing. They were shorthanded tonight. No Scotty Barnes, no Jakob Poeltl in this one. But that Kings starting group, I'm like, it felt so flat. And again, I'm not trying to overreact to a preseason game, but I'm like, wait, these are some of my concerns when we were talking about this in the offseason, where the front office and coaching staff has the right mindset about what they want this team's identity to be. But I go, you have this weird group where you've got these young guys that will probably be willing to do it, and these vets that might not do it consistently. I was disappointed by that group tonight.
Absolutely. And I hope they feel that same type of disappointment. Like, yeah, you see the young core come in at the end of the game, and they brought that intensity that you needed at the start of the game. You know, I was joking about that to start this podcast. Like, we need to set the tone right now, right when we come on. Because it's like, that's just where you need to be in an actual basketball game, not necessarily in a podcast. And my parents were there at the game tonight. My dad had said something about that, about the intensity from the start of the game. He's like, man, the starters, like if they're not bringing it now, then they're not going to bring it ever. Like, he kind of said it like that. And I was like, Dad, it's just a preseason game. I think I was just trying to make myself feel better, but really there's a point there, because you're exactly right. This is the time to set the tone, to set the identity, not just at the start of a game, but at the start of a season. I don't give a damn who you're playing or what game it is.
And I didn't see that. I mean, I saw glimpses from Keegan. I actually saw Levine do some nice things defensively. And some of this too is like, hey, like, you know, this team just has shortcomings. But going back to something we had talked about in the offseason, and even once we heard that Doug Christie wants his guys to pick up 94 feet, which, by the way, a lot of teams in the NBA want to do that now. Everyone watched Indiana and OKC last year and thought, whoa, wait, we could pick up 94 feet and you can run and everything. Well, some of that is also having the defensive personnel and the size and just the personnel to be able to actually do that, and the selflessness that it takes.
Yes.
The conditioning it takes. There's so much to be really good at that. But the thing that we said every time was like, okay, does that sound like something that Zach LaVine wants to do all the time?
Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, these guys. And I go, yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, again, they have been in the league for so long that they've been able to play in different styles on different rosters, but been able to play their game, especially with the resume that they've had throughout their years. But I think what we're truly seeing in the NBA is this shift of, you don't need a team with the big three. You need a fucking basketball team. A team.
I got to be honest. And again, preseason overreactions.
Yeah.
Watching the Raptors tonight, I'm like, look, they've got a whole bunch of size, length, and athleticism, and their defense, I thought, was fantastic. They were pushing the Kings up near the midcourt line.
Yeah.
It felt like the Kings couldn't get anything comfortable going at all.
Well, and one more point too I want to make about all these teams saying, no, that it's okay, that they want to do this and they want to be that type of team. And then you see some teams, even like the Raptors, like they're presenting that. They're talking about what they want to do and they're doing it, especially with their length. They have the personnel. But then we were looking at Twitter today and you're seeing other teams around the league, the Celtics, talking about this was the hardest training camp I've ever been a part of. We heard a little bit of that with the Sacramento Kings. You know, you're hearing that around the league. Teams, I think, are understanding the different type of conditioning levels that they have to crank it up to in this day and age in the NBA. But like that takes an entire roster.
Yep.
If one guy is letting up, is not picking up 94 feet, is not sprinting to the corner, is because they can't, because they're slow, because they're old, because whatever else. Yeah, it's going to screw with the identity.
Yeah, first impressions are kind of everything, right? And when I think Kings fans have a crappy taste in their mouth, like I do right now, just in general, because I had oral surgery last week, and I just like...
Yeah, I'm shocked you haven't talked about that like 7 times already.
I've been fighting through it. Yeah, the fact that I had to be put under a tooth ripped out, and also like they had to rip out a piece of my gum for a biopsy. And I've stitches all over,
like,
and I'm here. You guys wouldn't even know. It's like, it's pretty impressive.
I honestly,
to be honest.
And I felt bad throughout the week. I really did feel bad. But now as you talk about it more, I'm like,
but I just
up.
have this weird taste in my mouth. It's like literally, it's gross.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Kings fans left last season with a really bad taste in their mouth, and it's like, all right, well, we're Kings fans. We're in Sacramento. We'll find a way to get excited for a second about a preseason game, and you know, that's what you see to start. Like, and I thought I was going to see a little more intensity, a little more physicality, the effort. And then, you know, some of the same themes come up, right? Where a team in Toronto who last game, the first preseason game, you know what they shot from 3?
Oh God, what?
They were 10 for 42 against Denver. 24%.
Yeah.
Tonight, 20 of 37. And look, some of the shots that they made tonight, you're like, oh, those were tough shots. But some of them, honestly, were not. It was simply Kings were getting beat. The Raptors got in the paint. The weak side help would come over. The Raptors would get off the ball. They'd swing it around, and someone would get an open look. It was like the extra effort that you need defensively. Oh, hey, I had to help here. You got to recover. It just wasn't there. There's late closeouts. There were bad closeouts. There were sometimes just open shots. And to see that at the jump, you're just a little frustrated.
And where the effort was usually was someone just coming up hard, trying to be in help, trying to make sure they are stopping the play that was happening in the paint and in the key. That's not always necessarily what you need, because that can just screw up the entire rotation, right? Like if you're 2 feet, you know, however many steps too far over on the weak side, and you have to get all the way over to it's just.
And breaking news, what moves faster than a player? The ball. The ball. So like in a situation where, let's just say Keegan's on the perimeter and his man maybe gets a step, right?
Yeah.
And Keegan's like trying to prevent him from attacking inside the paint when Sabonis is coming over and help, but his man's out in the perimeter popping out for 3. Well, that player's smart enough to get it to the open man, and then Sabonis is just not going to get there in time. He's just, I mean, it's not Victor Wembanyama we're talking about. So it just felt like they got picked apart again defensively. And
what about even some of the hard blitzes at the top of the, near the half court line?
Again, those can be
they can be beautiful
if you execute, but they had the one where they blitzed at the midcourt line, and then there was a tough pass. Keon went for a gamble steal. I think it was a Keon, maybe.
I thought, okay.
I don't know.
Well, now I'm seeing Keon in my head do it. But
there's someone gambled for a steal, and then it led to an open 3 in the corner. So it was those type of mistakes that you just felt like, oh man, like the connection's not there. Now you have 3 more preseason games to kind of get the communication back in sync, or I don't know, back in sync, get it together, communicate, and the multiple efforts have to be there in this game. That's just what it is in today's game. Like, there's too many high quality teams in the league, and the effort has to be there every single night if you're going to even have a chance, especially with this Kings roster that's just small. This is another good example. Like, it's a small team going up against a Raptors team that's got length and size everywhere.
I don't even necessarily question the effort. I guess maybe the effort, the intensity effort, or the like, I guess just turning it up a notch.
Yeah.
For the entire, knowing that you weren't going to play much in the second half, that Doug was going to try and get different pieces in there. Like,
I think the
leave it
Raptors,
all out there.
I think the Raptors kind of tired him out at times too. They were putting pressure on him.
Yeah.
Right? The Kings had trouble like getting the ball inbounded sometimes. There was constant pressure. And I didn't see them like look to push that often.
Yeah.
You know, now it's also tough to push constantly when you're allowing a team to score and then you're taking the ball underneath the basket, trying to get,
Well, how about that first push by Keegan Murray, and then he pushed it 94 feet down the floor, rim to rim, dunked it down.
Look, Keegan Murray did so many great things today. I was about to go right into what I'm a little frustrated. I just need to see Keegan Murray make some threes.
Oh.
His goal is to make 40% from three this year. Love that goal. I think he was like 34% last year. 34%.
Yeah.
Everything about Keegan's game, I'm seeing the growth, but now he can't make threes. And, I also feel for him because it's like he's the guy defensively, unless, Schroeder's going to prove to be that guy to help him and take pressure off of him. But going back to what you were just saying about Keegan Murray, Keegan had that play in transition where he went with force. You like straight up shouldered BI out of the way.
Yeah.
And took it to the rim.
Yes. And I'm not sitting here acting like that's got to happen every possession. You know how many times when De'Aaron Fox was on this team and you felt like just because he had the speed in the first step that it's like he's got to take it to the rack every single time. It's just you're not going to have that burst of energy every time, especially when you're trying to do things on the defensive end. But how can you see that happen more and more and more? It's the same reason why Doug gave him the number of 10 attempts from 3-point land per game. That's got to be the mentality, because it's like that the mentality just has to be more. And I feel like it can be there. I feel like the understanding's there. We heard a lot of talk of it during training camp. It's one game, but I'm just hoping that it
you
turns
just
into
wanted
more.
to see it come out just a little better tonight. I mean, I guess the perfect example of what Kings fans appreciate. They want to see that fight. At the end of this game tonight, the Raptors, by the way, led by as many as 25 tonight. The Kings got it down to 6 a couple of times late with their young guys. Isaiah Stevens, Devin Carter, Nique Clifford, Dylan Cardwell, and Maxime Reynaud. They made this a game. And guess what? The fans were fucking into it. Like, it was a preseason game, and you would have thought, like, oh, this is a meaningful moment in the season, right? And all they loved was like, no, this team is sharing the ball. They're getting stops.
Picking up backcourt.
We can all acknowledge that doesn't mean that should be the starting five for opening night. They were going up against, young guys and G League players for the Raptors too. Like,
absolutely.
Yes, it was like a G League game in a way. It didn't matter. They just want to see some fight and effort every single night. You know what I mean?
Every single possession. Single possession. I'm not sitting here, being like one of those people like, it's easy, just do it. But no, at the same time, when you are going to have a fresh body out there, or Doug wants to have a 10-man rotation because he wants people picking up 94 feet because he wants that same type of intensity throughout the entire game, like, you'll get your rest. You'll get your breather when you need it, or whatever's going to happen. But within your opportunities, leave it all out there. And that young unit did, especially there at the end. And you're exactly right. That's all these fans ever really asked for. Like, sure, we all want the wins. It's really fun. We want the playoffs. It's really fun. But at the same time, you give us that kind of shit for an entire game, you're going to get the standing O. You're going to get people just standing up, clapping, being loud.
I think I have to just keep reminding myself is just the reality that I don't think the team we're seeing right now is going to be the team we see in February. It's just going to be different. And I think they all know it needs to be. I think the front office knows it has to be. I don't think they look at this and go, hey, dude, like, we're good with this. It's like, no, like, they need more size. Like, a good example, like, you don't Jonathan Kuminga in tonight's game, like, even if you're not that high on Jonathan Kuminga, you're like, God, you could see why Jonathan Kuminga would have been valuable against a team with size and length with Keegan Murray up front. What does that look like? You could see why the Kings would be interested in a player with those type of measurements,
Absolutely.
right? Like, it's a no-brainer to me. my point I was going to get to. Oh, one last thing. The
Yeah.
three-pointer. The three-pointers tonight. You talk about pick up 94 feet. How about just pick up the ball?
Hey.
At one point in the first quarter, after like Brandon Ingram was already cooking. Also, Brandon Ingram off to an amazing start with the Raptors.
And I already know what possession you're going to talk about here.
This guy comes down in transition with the ball. And with the ball. Okay. No one picks him up. DeMar's kind of playing off of him.
Stop ball.
And Ingram literally just walks into a three-pointer and buries it. And I'm like,
Just stop ball.
I'm sitting like right when he has the ball, I'm like, who's picking him up? No one's picking him up.
Two things. You should just know where BI is on the floor because you should know where he is after the start he had, right? But then he has the ball. Fundamentals. Pick up the man with the ball. Stop ball. And it was just frustrating to see so many of those things not happen right there.
Yeah.
Like the intensity level of everyone's brains just like not turning up and going, yeah, let's get him. None of that happened. So yeah, no, very depressing, very frustrating in that moment.
We spent a lot of time talking about the defense because that's been like the big talking point. Like Doug Christie has mentioned so many times, defense. And I just felt like that starting group did not do what you needed to be done. No. It doesn't matter if it's a preseason or not. There's like a certain level of intensity that I think you have to like establish early on, especially as a veteran group. Like you have to be able to do that. Offensively, I thought it was a challenge tonight against this Raptors team. If we're just talking about the starters and stuff, Levine got it going. Levine's 3-point shooting is remarkable.
Pretty.
And you hope that is just something he could do all year long if he's on your team. Sabonis got some stuff inside. I thought he'd try to take advantage of, the fact that the Raptors didn't have Pirtle. Other than that, I wasn't like blown away by some of the things I saw offensively. They also missed some shots, but the Raptors were problematic for them.
But even someone like Dennis Schroeder, who, we saw at practice just slithering through people, so crafty with his handles. It felt like that same type of mentality wasn't there. And
is he tired from Eurobasket?
No,
and then
I'm
training
not
camp?
thinking that. But I was like, oh, is he trying to be too nice or and I'm like, no, that's not Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder's like, he's a competitor.
Yep.
Like he'll do whatever the hell he needs to do. So I just don't know where that necessarily was tonight. So not having that from your point guard, someone who we've talked about about setting that tone, wasn't necessarily setting that tone. It doesn't all fall on him on the offensive end, but just a big part of it when you have that type of point guard.
For those who did not watch the game, we should mention the starting lineup tonight featured Dennis Schroeder, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. Some other stuff we got to talk about. I mentioned Keegan's defense. I thought Drew Eubanks came in and gave some good energy. Drew Eubanks, like just a solid backup big. He was like one of the first subs off the bench in this game. He came in right away.
Energy.
Had a great contest at the rim and then sprinted his ass down the floor and had a jam in transition. Then the very next play, he followed it up with a block on Abaji.
Okay.
And so I just like, that's what you need from that backup big. Like, I'm a big JV guy. I love Jonas Valanciunas. He's also a little slow, plodding big guy now, but JV's one of my favorites. I think they were looking for a little more versatility from that, like a little more athleticism and speed. They want to get up and down the floor, and Eubanks kind of checked those boxes in this one tonight.
Well, think about even when we saw some of practice the other day and we saw him stretching the floor and just seeing him being able to run the floor, stretch the floor, get from rim to rim. It's just nice having that type of dynamic big that can do all those things, especially in this style or this identity that you want to play in. So loved seeing that come off the bench.
Yeah, I thought he was really, really strong. By the way, at the end of the first quarter, the Raptors, 8 of 10 from 3. I was just looking at my first quarter notes. Second quarter, there was a good run that featured Eubanks. Actually, Eubanks and Keegan out there playing together was kind of fun.
Yeah.
You had Keegan. He blocked Jacoby Walter on a turnaround jumper. That was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan had 4 blocks in this game. Keegan and Eubanks had back-to-back blocks. Then Keegan got really physical when BI was kind of backing him down in the post, and he was just bumping him. BI, who was red hot at that point, had a turnaround jumper that was short because of Keegan's defense.
Yeah.
So I have no complaints about what I saw from Keegan Murray defensively in this game.
And I felt like sometimes Keegan got screwed defensively within the team defense because he was having to like recover, clean things up, still trying to run out late on a closeout because he was helping here and just trying to protect and make something happen. And sometimes, people are going to see that and go like, oh, that falls on him. But it's like, where did the defense break down first? So I'm with you. I thought the intensity and just what he brings on the defensive end altogether is encouraging.
I think Keegan has a chance to be an all-defensive guy.
For sure.
But maybe not. Maybe that's stupid because the Kings' defense won't be very good.
Well, and that's the issue, right?
I think you're right, and that's the challenge. Is like you can have one. If you have one even great defensive player, it just doesn't make up for all the issues that you see in the NBA. Like NBA teams are going to go hunting. They're going to go ahead and try to pick on the weakest guy. They're going to put you in some tough positions, and Keegan can't guard everybody.
Yeah.
He helps. He helps a lot.
He sure
like
does.
Levine was dealing with Brandon Ingram at one point. Keegan came over and helped, and then I think it was Levine that blocked the shot.
Yeah.
Love seeing that shit. So
can we talk about some of the other good things, or do you have more of the?
I just real fast. I thought Levine had some good moments. I appreciate Levine's effort defensively.
Yeah, we said that.
Where do you want to go next?
I really want to go to Nique.
Don't get me started. Can I just tell you at one point what I was doing in this game? When it was like
do I want to know?
When it was like a 20-point game at one point, and I'm thinking bad things, like I'm like, all right, Devin Carter's at point guard right now. It's not flowing well at all. Are the Kings going to lose by 40 in the first preseason game? I'm in my feelings. I'm watching Nique Clifford. I'm like, okay, there's something here. And I saw it in the summer league too. And then this is how desperate I am. I was looking at his stats. I'm like, oh, he's only got like 4 points right now, a couple assists. I went back and went 2021 preseason. And I was like, how did Tyrese Halliburton do in the preseason? Because I'm like, I want to, did he have an amazing preseason?
What a weirdo.
I'm looking for hope. I'm like, does
Continue.
it matter if he doesn't have a big game? That's where I was at. I'm looking at Tyrese Halliburton preseason stats from his rookie year. Anyway, Nique Clifford, if there's one thing that gives me hope, it's Nique Clifford.
Hell yeah. It's his feel for the freaking game.
I'm not going to say I'm all in.
You don't need to be all in. It's
But
one
I
preseason game.
I am very in. Well, it's not just this. We saw him in summer league. We watched his draft shit.
Totally.
I think this guy has the ability to be an awesome playmaker. And some of the passes he had tonight, let's not even talk about the ones he had late. He had a sweet ass feed to Sabonis for a jam.
Sure. His ability to see the floor, to play make, to his timing, that feel of just the perfect timing of a pass when a defender is one step too many coming close to him and he sees it and makes the right pass to a big down low. The help isn't coming over, or even making sure to appreciate the lob threats he has and throwing it up perfectly for someone like Cardwell. And it was just, it was beautiful. It was fun at times. I felt good, even when he was playing with the first unit. But then once he got the run at the end, you could see his confidence just flowing. He was going.
The first unit just couldn't move the ball well. And I felt like there were times it felt like they were just ignoring him offensively.
Yes.
And I'm not saying he needs to, hey, go cook, Rook. But like let's get this guy some touches.
Yeah.
Ball's got some energy. Let's get it popping around. God.
I'm with you.
Sorry, I don't want to go back to the starters because in my head, I'm like, again, why wasn't the ball moving around? It just didn't look great.
9 assists for Nique Clifford.
Nique Clifford in this game, he had 10 points, 9 assists in this game in 24 minutes of action. And then that unit late in the game, I thought was fun. Isaiah Stevens, they know each other very well, obviously, from college. But it just, that unit was pesky. They were fun. They were moving the ball around. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing Clifford throw lobs left and right to Cardwell.
Yeah, and they were beautiful and precise.
Dude, he had that one like hook. That was tough for Cardwell to get, but he got it. Cardwell's a good energy guy. I don't know what he is. Like, it's like I saw my guy Jack on Twitter. He like was comparing him to Mitchell Robinson, which is kind of funny because Scott Perry did draft Mitchell Robinson. But Cardwell, like, he's so raw in so many ways.
Yeah.
And he's all over the place, and he's got good length.
Yes.
Super athlete. But to have that vertical lob threat.
Oh, my God. But in like his size.
Plays hard.
But, like, it's not like, oh, he's tall and he can get up. Like, he can bully people out of his way with that body. And so to see him get up like that, though, at times, what was, I think Nique even had a nice pass just leading him down the middle of the paint and he's throwing it down, and it's just a vicious dunk. Really, really felt, I don't even want to say it's like, encouraged. It was just fun seeing those moments from a young guy in a game that didn't have the energy from the home team. And those two really created a different type of energy. And that energy, though, then became contagious because then I believe it also went to like Devin Carter in the backcourt, playing defense, trying to wrap around guys, pop the ball, get it to Nique down low. And then you saw Max Reynaud, same thing. Like, it wasn't so much, he couldn't make a three, right? When he had some looks, it's a very slow release, but you just see him out there like bringing a different type of competitive energy.
Dude, he got the crowd all fired up.
He's going like this. He's like, yeah, we were down by 20, but now we're down by 10. Let's effing go. And I loved it.
What pops most from Nique Clifford when you watch him? Because you have a sample size now. You've seen some summer league. Now you've seen one preseason game. I know it's late in a game against the Raptors.
It's not just that, though. It's like everything that you said. And I keep saying his feel for the game. But I think another way to put it, just so that I'm not saying that over and over again, too, would be his ability to read the game so well. And that's something that Doug has talked about over and over and over in practice in this training camp. Just talking about how he wants these guys to read the game and have that freedom to read the actions or to read what the offensive player is giving them so they know what to do on the defensive end and like when to gamble, when to do certain things, when to play the passing lane. And he, for being a rookie, like he has that feel. It doesn't matter if it's passing. It doesn't matter if it's on the defensive end. I like it. And I'm glad that we can hopefully see it grow this year, meaning he's on the floor actually getting experience and minutes.
One thing Doug Christie had talked about going into the game tonight is like, hey, don't get caught up in all the rotations because we're going to try some different shit over the preseason. But it definitely popped when it looked like Nique Clifford like came in and he handled a significant part of this game too. And you wonder with like, what are they going to do at backup point guard? Because it is a serious weakness. And I have been anti adding Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Because I just go, I don't need another like old guy on the team.
Taking
like,
away
what are we
time
doing?
from the young
like,
guys.
And you have 800 guards on this team. But with all the guards you have, you also don't really have a ton of point guard options.
No.
You had Schroeder. Monk's played that role before. But like, last year we saw Markelle Fultz. Remember him?
Yes, I remember him.
It's
yes.
crazy some of the
I
names
know.
over the years. And before that, remember Matthew Dellavedova?
Okay, Deuce. Yes. Is this you kind of leaning into like Nique Clifford possibly being in that position?
I mean, yeah. I think there's a legit chance. I think he's a good playmaker, and maybe he can't be the primary guy, but obviously you'd have him out there with Malik who can handle too.
Yeah.
And I just think his decision making. He could handle a little bit. He could throw lobs.
Yeah.
He can get the ball up and down the floor. Okay.
You notice at times with some ball pressure, his handles were still good. Like he still had confidence with the basketball, but you could tell with some of like the little fundamentals, I guess you could say, of just like pounding the ball, like just dribbling with pure authority. So then like the harder you're dribbling, the more control that you have. And I think that will come even more so with the time because he already has it down. Like that feel alone, like you can't just teach that. Like he has that. And that's why like you don't see that with someone like Devin Carter whenever we've talked about like, can he play that point guard position? No. Like
he's not a point guard.
He's not a point guard.
And I think he's worked on it, but I don't think he's more of a like, I think he thinks to score more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he reads the game like a point guard.
No.
I think Nique has that ability. Keon can handle a little bit. And I think he's improved a little bit. But, like, I don't look at Keon as a point guard either. So, I'm interested to see what the Kings do because there's still been enough noise about Westbrook where you're like, God, could they still bring him in at some point? I don't know. I would say don't. And this year you're trying to like establish like an identity and culture. It's going to be interesting to find the balance of like what that is with this main group. And look, we're spending a lot of time dissecting how the starters played their minutes tonight in the first preseason game. But like, let's also just be honest. Like, some of the concerns that we've had about the Kings the last couple of years are still the same concerns, right?
Absolutely.
Like, they don't have a ton of size up front. They haven't had a ton of size up front. That's been an issue for the last 3 to 4 years. Same thing.
Yep.
And so
the length,
roster
like,
balance.
I know you say the size.
yeah.
It's like, I think we think of like long guys too, right?
Yeah.
Just you see how a team like the Raptors,
Dude.
they take away the vision with their long arms. They take away the passing lanes. They take so much space up. It's not even just protecting the rim and swallowing people up as they get into the paint. It's truly just about like taking up the entire floor as a unit. And you saw a lot of that tonight with the Raptors.
Yeah. And the length everywhere. And how about the rookie off the bench for them? Collin Murray-Boyles.
Oh, yeah.
He had that play where Malik Monk thought he had the space to launch a three. And honestly, watching it live, I thought he had the space
Same.
to launch the three. He blocked the shot, then gets the ball on the other end. Monk fouls a dunk and one.
That was
I was impressed with his defense. He was checking DeMar DeRozan at times, and you're like, if Murray-Boyles is on the Kings, he's starting and playing 35 minutes a night next to Keegan Murray. You know what I mean? And here he is coming off the bench for the Raptors.
You're so
No, I'm
stupid.
serious. Like,
No,
it's
it even goes to the other night watching that preseason game on Peacock. It was Chicago and someone else, obviously someone else. But it was but I remember Chicago
in Cleveland.
Thank you. A lot of their bigs were just protecting the rim, and it was difficult for Cleveland to finish at the rim, and especially that final shot that they tried getting off. And my point to that is, I'm seeing this around the league going, God damn it, it's still such a big flaw of this Kings roster. Still.
Yeah. Seems like everyone's like just bigger than them.
Yeah.
I also watched the end of that game. Thomas Bryant was unbelievable.
That's
Thomas Bryant trying to go end to end with like 10 seconds to go. You know, like what was like a 2-point game at the time or something.
Yeah.
And
got
just forces a layup that just gets absolutely rejected. Then he had a chance. He got a wide open a lob,
0.3.
wide open with 0.3 of a second. And he comes down with the ball instead of tipping it in.
It was the pass was hard from the sideline, and it was kind of going over.
Nice.
And he was trying. I don't think he was thinking you got to tip it in.
What do you think
3/10.
of watching basketball on Peacock?
Well, Noah Eagle. Oh my gosh. Ashley Shamedy. Oh my gosh. Even give some Reggie some love, right?
It was a fun broadcast on the.
Great broadcast group, and everything. I thought everything was fantastic. The look, I loved. Like even her sideline hit, just being more of humanizing Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
and it was like a story. It was there's storytelling within, and then it was just there's something about it. I wanted to watch this preseason game.
The one thing I'm gonna say though that
What?
you were pushing the nickname for Peacock, I was not on board for.
No, I was not. And you and all of our Discord people, knock it off.
What?
Knock it
Weren't
off.
you calling it the cock? And
No,
it was for sure.
no.
And I'm just like, I
You
don't
and our
know that's gonna
Discord-
catch on.
You in our Discord community, I
NBA
see you.
basketball
I see you
on
all in there.
Peacock. The cock.
We're not calling it that. Just gonna call it Peacock.
I'm glad. I was saying I wasn't on board with you pushing that nickname.
Not me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else should we hit on here from tonight's game? Because like obviously you don't want to go crazy over one preseason game. I'm trying to big picture this, but
Yeah.
I guess some of the concerns from tonight's game are concerns we had going into the season. That's kind of how I leave today's game. And we did a podcast interview, I don't know, a month ago on The Athletic with Zena Cada, and she was asking us about the Kings, and I'm like, it's just a hodgepodge group. Like it's a weird group. You've got like these vets, but then you have like these young guys, and these young guys you feel like would give you more of what you're looking to try to do. How's it all going to mesh? How are you going to find a legitimate playing time and opportunity for young guys that you just need to see? Like, I need this year to see what Keegan
Yes.
Murray can do on a regular basis. I need Keon Ellis to play big minutes, but I'm going, how is this happening with the roster as it's currently constructed? That's a big challenge.
It is. It absolutely is. And it's something we've been talking about since last year. But I would say the only good thing that gave us some hope was that it felt like there was a lot of conversations. The mentality had been different. And then you look at some of these pieces too. Like Marcus in the chat says, I'm a big Eubanks fan. Blue guy. You know, like just even like it's just something like that. It's like, sure, it's Drew Eubanks coming off the bench and there were some positive moments. Right. But my whole point to that being is that like there's going to be guys that have their moments, but we got to make sure that this Sacramento Kings team is not just playing the oldest guys on this roster because of their resume. It needs to be, hey, this is how we're trying to get better. This is how we're trying to form the identity that we keep talking about. Whoever wants to play like that is going to get to play.
Can we give some love to the fact that we have this many people watching us live
You guys
right
are
now?
basketball
424 people watching us live after the first preseason game. You guys are literally the best. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and subscribe because that's one area you guys are slacking tonight. 101 thumbs up.
I would never.
That's a slap in the face to me.
I would slap you in the face, but I know your mouth is probably hurting. Oh, it's that side?
It's this side, and I do wish. I'm slightly offended by you and the chat.
Don't care.
For not acknowledging what I'm dealing with right now.
We all have talked about it.
Do you want to see my stitches up here?
Yeah, show everyone.
It's gross. I'm not.
No, and because you can't see them. I saw them. It's like one stitch. It's one stitch, and it's going to dissolve in like 2 more days.
I mean, I'm taking medicine for this.
You
I'm in pain.
You were not made for surgery. You were not made for that life. The amount of times he talked about like, all right, if I don't come back after going under with anesthesia, like,
well, I think that's a like legit fear, to be honest.
it was light anesthesia for like 25 minutes.
Just so you guys know, I'm doing this for the love of the game and for you guys, to be honest. Just being here, it hurts to talk, but
that part I do feel bad about.
You know,
but you love talking, so.
Oh, wow. All right, we got more of the podcast coming up. We have some more thoughts on the Kings' big picture. If you guys have some questions in the chat, can you fire away? I know that you guys have been putting a whole bunch up there. We need to get to some of the chat. Ask some questions, make me laugh, do whatever you got to do. We got to give some love to our sponsors, including a couple who are back, baby. Shout out to our friends Sentivo Vineyards and Winery.
They're amazing. You already know this, but the tasting room that we were talking about all last season, it is here. It is open, baby. It's near Fairfield, right?
We went there yesterday on the way home from San Francisco.
Yep. On the way back, we went there, just grabbed some bottles just to have. They have not only some of the best wine, but I'm not even joking you, one of the most beautiful wine tasting rooms. You got to check it out. It's only 40 minutes away from Sacramento. You can even take the train. We've been there now twice.
Amtrak.
You can take the Amtrak. It's very easy to get to, but it's also just such a great wine area. And the people that own Sentivo Vineyards and Winery are all Kings fans. They're all amazing human beings. We love partnering with them. We're so glad that they're back.
Yeah, they're at 2316 Rockville Road, Fairfield, California. It takes like 45 minutes to get there from Sacramento. Highly recommend you check them out today. We appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. We're also presented by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Obviously, we're thrilled to team up with Medic Ambulance, the trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is there to serve. When seconds matter, trust the professionals setting the standard in patient care. Medic is the official emergency medical response partner of Sac Republic and Sac State Athletics. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. I have a question for the chat before we continue.
Okay. What's the question?
Who should be the player of the game?
Oh.
The butcher and barrel player of the game.
Hey!
Honestly, if you had a player of the game in tonight's preseason game, who would you go with?
Me?
I feel like the options are...
Okay, the options. We're going to put Nique Clifford up there.
Okay.
we're gonna put Drew Eubanks up there.
True Eubanks.
That energy
Okay.
off the
All right.
bench was like
I like it.
needed.
Dylan Cardwell has to be.
Oh,
up there.
hell yeah. Like, Zach LaVine didn't play enough for me to be like, oh, yeah, put him on there. But I appreciate
We haven't even mentioned that Zach LaVine did not start the second half. He was on the bench. I'm like, oh, is everything okay? Then you look at like later on in the third quarter, he went and like showered and he was like in his clothes. Like he's like in a hat and just like
I'm
chilling.
good.
It was Nique Clifford starting the second half.
Yeah. So those, I guess, would be our people, our potential butcher and barrel players of the game.
In the chat, someone mentioning Nique. Got to be him for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of love for other players. People saying Deuce Mason. That's
Oh,
not a
someone
bad
said
idea.
Brandon Ingram.
Okay.
Hey, come on.
Well, I'm going to sneak in some Raptors talk. Trust me. Jake said Zach LaVine played good enough. He could have played longer, but
Okay.
overall he played good. I agree with you. I liked how Zach played tonight.
I mean, and I think Keegan could have been on the list, but we got to see some of those threes drop.
Yeah, 0 for 4 from 3. I just need to see the threes drop.
I'm with you.
I'm going to say this. Our first ever Butcher and Barrel player of the game goes to the rookie, Nique Clifford.
Hey.
10 points, 9 assists, 2 steals in this game tonight for the Sacramento Kings. Made it interesting late. If you have not been to Butcher and Barrel, you have to go there ASAP. And there's no perfect time to do it than right before a Kings game. They're located at 723 K Street. Literally, you go there, you can walk right across the street to Golden One Center.
Yes. I mean, go there before a game and they have game day deals. $35 for a burger, a shot, and a beer. And it's not just like it's
we're
not-
getting wild on the game
But that's
day.
the thing, like when people go, oh, a burger. No. This is elevated dining. But the greatest part about it, it's elevated dining,
Yeah.
but you get to wear what you want. That's one of my favorite things because when I go, I'm like, no, can I just wear my hoodie and my jeans? Yes, you can.
By the way, breaking news at this hour, also Kings fans.
Also, Kings fans. It makes sense, right? They're right there, so they understand Kings fans. You got to check them out, get that deal. And we're going to have a huge giveaway on opening night.
Okay.
So I'm going to say the 22nd, though. So opening night for the Sacramento Kings, not the home opener. The opening night, we're going to have a giveaway. And I'm going to mention this giveaway in our next podcast coming up. And we will pick a winner on the 22nd.
A little tomahawk, a little tomahawk.
Hey, I wasn't going to...
Spoiler.
Yeah, come
Shout
on.
out to Butcher and Barrel. Check them out. Literally a block away from Golden One
So
Center.
delish.
All right, Morgan Reagan.
Yeah.
Someone was mentioning Brandon Ingram and the Raptors.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
There's been like 2 teams I've watched. I've watched a little too much preseason basketball.
No. Hey.
For some. But I have realized in life, it's weird how you evolve sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, we back in the day used to do sports radio and you're like watching football and everything, blah, blah, blah. I am all basketball all the time. It's NBA and WNBA and then G League when I can, right? And now I find myself like, I just want to watch I want to watch preseason basketball. I'm watching Miami. I'm going, I think Miami's going to be better than people think. And then seeing Toronto tonight, they're intriguing. They play hard and they deserve a lot of credit for like how disciplined they are, how intense they play. To be honest, it's kind of how like Doug Christie talks about how he wants the Kings to play. You feel them out there. Like they fight you. They're physical. They're tough. He may not have like the best spacing out there, but I'm looking at Brandon Ingram with slightly better spacing. We didn't even see Scotty Barnes out there tonight.
No.
And I'm like, dude, this team looks like they could be fun in a weak Eastern Conference.
I think, yeah. And I think a lot of teams, especially after last season, maybe even the last 2 seasons, seeing how the league is evolving, they're trying to evolve with it, making the right tweaks, the right moves, whether it's names that maybe you're not too familiar with or you are, but it's the personnel and the bodies that they have. It's having the length out there, having people have the ability to guard multiple positions, to be able to get their hands up and actually make an impact or make a difference, to be able to run the floor and be fast as the game has become. You're seeing that understanding with so many teams, and the Raptors, to me, I thought I saw a lot of that just tonight. I didn't expect that. I didn't know that's what I was going to see from the Raptors. I knew I was going to see length,
yeah.
but I didn't know how it was going to be presented to me. And I was like, ooh, that's a little scary.
And Brandon Ingram's such a talented player who has struggled to stay healthy at times. And when he's locked in, it's nasty. And that Pelicans team just never seemed to be healthy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Brandon's back, but hey, CJ's out. Zion's out. And now he's in a situation in Toronto where he's not the only 6'8" guy out there. It's like we've talked about. They've got athletes everywhere. And if you're going to defend like that, you're going to give yourself a chance to win. When you can put pressure on a defense, your defense can put pressure on an offense like that. And it's worth knowing the Kings do have like some pretty talented offensive players. But if it's not all connected, and in addition to that, you have the length and size that can bug them, you're just creating awesome opportunities for yourself in transition. I just was really impressed by Toronto.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that. And I think there's going to be a few other teams around the league that we see really grow and evolve throughout this season.
Yeah, and real fast.
Yeah.
Pirtle, like,
yeah,
Pirtle's
Scotty
legit
Barnes.
size in the middle that can alter shots.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes, we know what he's capable of. Like, dude.
So like those two bodies alone not
Yeah.
being out there, right? But then you look at a team like the Indiana Pacers and what they became last year, but when they got into the playoffs and we were doing all of our little postseason recap game, whatever, going live, whatever, it was like every single time we were talking about, whoa, they just got a step better. Whoa, they grew from last game to this game. How do you even do that as a team? And it was just the togetherness, the understanding, and the willingness to do that together. And so, yeah, I feel like you're going to see that with more and more teams this year from the beginning of the season to the end. It's always like that in the NBA, right?
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit what we talked about earlier. It is such a copycat league. When you think back to like when teams started to like shoot more threes, then it was like everyone wants to shoot more threes.
Yeah.
But what you learn is not everyone should be taking 45 threes a game because some teams shoot like shit. And so taking 45 threes when you shoot like shit is not going to be conducive to winning a ton of basketball games. You might win some,
Yeah.
right? Averages, I get all that. But it doesn't mean you should. And now what we're seeing is like every team wants to be free flowing, fast, improv, like defense, picking up full court, doing all this shit. And it's like, it's great on paper. And like you said, Boston's talking about this is the toughest training camp ever. We're running like a track team, not a basketball team. The Lakers are talking about being in championship shape. Everyone looks like they're picking up now. So like, this is not a novelty anymore. Everyone's trying to do it, but some teams are going to be built to do it way better than other teams. And I think a good example of this could be Sacramento. One other thing I want to bring up about the Kings I was just thinking about, and it's something to watch, is like we keep talking about the backup point guard spot, but like, dude, the backup 4 spot, one, you look at the fact that Keegan's a 4 right now. I think more people would want to see him at the 3 or just more size at the 3, whatever. But behind him is like, where are they going with that? It could be Isaac Jones. I think Isaac's got to have a big stretch here in the next 3 games to pop off here.
Yeah.
He has good size, but sometimes
You feel like he's
just don't know that
a
he's
5.
Yeah, he's just not as well. I don't even know he's a 5. Like but the position thing,
Because he's like
I just
undersized 5, but
I just don't think he's athletic enough. There are sometimes people score over him. I'm like, with his size, you don't feel like they should. I think one encouraging element tonight, he did hit a corner 3, and he's been working on his 3-point shot. He looks like he's in great shape. And one thing that some people may not realize if you're not locked in all the time, so he had surgery for a deviated septum.
yeah.
He didn't even know he had it. He wasn't breathing well. And I asked him about it at media day, and he goes, well, I used to like have my mouth open all the time. Like I was like a mouth breather. That's what he joked about. I'm like, damn. But all of a sudden, because he got that fixed, his conditioning is way better than it was last year. But
Yeah, you're looking more at like, when you say athleticism, you're more looking at like his hops, like his bounciness.
Yeah,
or
he's not like, I don't feel like he's altering shots like
he's
I thought
strong.
he would.
He's strong. He's big. And it's nice to see his ability to stretch the floor a little bit more.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, where you're just like, yeah, he's like kind of in that, what is your identity? And you don't need to be, you don't have to take on just one position in this league. You know,
Sure,
it can be a
but
positionless league.
We're just talking about the backup 4 spot right now. Like, who's going to be the guy that's coming in for Keegan Murray at times, or maybe playing next to him? Like, who's that going to be? And it's tough to figure out. You know, the other candidate would be Dario Saric, who did not play. Doug McDermott didn't play. Dexter Dennis or Terrence Davis did not play in this one tonight. But they don't. Kings don't have a lot of options. Eubanks is like the backup center.
Not something I really had on my.
Reynaud, do you put him at the 4 or 5? Sometimes?
Why wasn't this something like, you know? It's really clicking with me right now. Like, yeah, that's a problem.
Oh, it is. I mean, last year you had Trey Lyles, and whether you love Trey Lyles or not, it's like Trey Lyles is a veteran in the league. You know, he could space the floor, he gets tacked sometimes. Like, yeah, consistency, whatever. He's a role player. Now he's playing in Madrid. So like that's a huge drop off. So that's that.
It's just.
I mean, if you want to dig a little deeper here, imagine if a Keegan had to miss 10 games.
Put it on your radar. Hey, put that on your radar, huh?
So there's some serious depth questions. And, you know, it's even talking about some of this stuff is funny because it's like, well, I mean, what's this all mean anyway? Like, I think most Kings fans, I think if you polled most Kings fans, 80% would be like, yeah, they're probably like a 35 to 40 something win team. I think we all kind of feel that way. And the Vegas over under right now is 35.5. After tonight, don't you go, yeah, that's a kind of fair number?
Yeah.
I know it's one preseason game, but don't you?
I think that I thought that was a pretty fair number even before we started the season. And then as we went into training camp and heard things, and then when we went to a practice and saw some things, I was just really encouraged by. And encouraged doesn't mean like, oh yeah, let me jump that one up to 48 wins even. It was just encouraged like, whoa, the product on the floor can be exciting. Even if every game doesn't translate into a W, I really feel like they could grow off this or be, whatever. After seeing the first preseason game, yeah, you feel a little down, but you have to understand it's one preseason game going up against another team. They've been going up against one another for a while now.
I do wonder, do you think there's any shot they make a trade before the season?
Yes.
Okay.
And when I say that so confidently,
they're not super common before the season. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
They aren't. But this team, there's nothing common about this roster, about this team. Does that make sense to you too? It's like you can fuck with anything if you want to with this roster, with this team, with this season.
Joe Schmo in the chat says, this team stinks. Face it. I was more encouraged with Bano at the helm.
Damn.
Dude, Bano was fun back in the day a little bit. Matthew says, I think they'll win more than 40 games. Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible it could click and they could figure it all out. I mean,
sure.
They have enough talent.
But the roster could also look different, and that's how it happens, you know? And I'm sitting here going like, yeah, I never knew that was going to happen. Like
the West is just brutal. I mean, if you try to go, hey, who are the Kings better than in the West? You go, Utah? That's it.
They've got
confidently. Like you can make a case for other teams for sure, but that's how elite the West is. I think the Kings could definitely be a play-in team this year if all things went right for them. They could be in that mix. I mean, last year they won 40 games with a shit show of a season.
Oh my god. And
they were a play-in team last year. But I think there's also a portion of fans that are like, why do we have to just like get rid of some of these guys? I'd rather root for the Maxime Reynauds and Nique Clifford and Dylan.
You heard that crowd. You heard that crowd.
They liked it.
I know they did.
I don't know if they like it if that was a starting 5 and you're getting blown out by 27 in the first quarter when Houston's in town. But
yeah.
Next up for the Sacramento Kings, Friday in Portland, taking on another team that's got size and length everywhere.
Hey.
How many times have we talked about what they have? I'm actually excited to see them. They played in San Francisco today, taking on the Warriors.
Ooh.
Not that matters, 129 to 123. I was seeing if young Hansen played. He did. He had 4 points, 4 rebounds. He fouled out in 21 minutes. Okay.
Damn.
But they have same thing. They've got so much size. They got him, Klingon.
I mean, Jeremy
Tamani
Grant.
Kamara. Oh, Drew Holiday's on that team now.
Yep.
Shaden Sharp. So
I know you already said Kamara, but Oof.
Tumani is nice, dude.
Just the perimeter defense alone.
That was
looking at
such a
that
big pickup.
starting unit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so it's like,
oh,
and this is the challenge for Sacramento, as you know, we can debate, you know, for hours about the path and what they're trying to do here. But this is the team we saw tonight. This is the team for now. Okay. And so that's what we have to live. We have to live in this moment here. They only have 4 preseason games. You know, from a basketball fan standpoint, I love the fact that they don't have 8 preseason games anymore, or 6. 4 is just seem like, for a team that's trying to figure some shit out, a little challenging, right? You only have 4 opportunities here, and next up is Portland on Friday night in Portland.
try and make your tweaks against some of these long teams. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I was laughing in the chat because Jay goes, Jeremy Grant, I'm so scared.
I was talking about size.
Yeah, it's
dick.
just size and length. Come on, dude. Be careful. Jeremy Grant's gonna be wearing a Kings uniform in 2 weeks.
And
And
like, literally, it's just taking away vision, having that size, having the long arms, being the passing lane. Like, you're gonna see that shit and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I get it now.
CD Sissoko
Shaking your
revenge
boots.
game. That was, by the way, CD Sissoko, who's now on the Blazers. That was so weird last year
That was
when they
very
traded
weird.
for him, and it was like they let him talk to the media,
And
and then he was gone. Like he
it was
never
a
played.
minute. He was there for a
Hey,
second.
CD, what do you think about this opportunity in Sacramento? Oh, so excited.
See
Doesn't
ya.
matter.
Bye.
One last stat I want to leave you guys with too.
What?
Doug Christie, I don't know how they measured this, but he said in the first half tonight, they picked up full court 30% of the time.
In the first half?
In the first half, 30% of the time. They wanted that number to be at 85%.
Oh. Well, who isn't listening, huh? What the hell?
They said they had the opportunity to do it, and they only did it 30% of the time
God,
when they
this
won
is-
at 85%.
This is when I love analytics. Like, I
I-
love looking at that shit.
I don't even know if that number's true,
Who
but in your head,
cares?
if you watch the game, you're like, yeah, dude, come on.
That was only
felt that way.
30%. Totally. Hell yeah.
Oh, hey, were you upset at LeBron's thing he did the other day? Did you even know what happened?
Okay, is it just the sit down the Hennessy thing?
Yeah, because he was saying it was the decision part 2. He was teasing it. And then it comes out that it was a Hennessy partnership.
Not for a second did I think it was going to be anything. And then that's why, like, even JJ
Thank
Redick was like, you're all stupid.
Yeah, I was like,
Not for a sec. I literally
People-
didn't even watch the video because I knew it was going to be nothing.
he was getting so much shit for it. I'm like, did you guys expect he was really going to sit down with some random guy to have decision part 2 and be like, yeah, I'm announcing my retirement on a Twitter video? I was like, yeah, it was clear as a partnership thing. And people are like mad at it. It's like, yeah, I mean, who cares?
Like-
Stephen A. Smith was like pissed about it today.
Okay, calm down. And by the way, it's like when you are, he has a marketing team. He has the resources galore. Like, if you're going to make that type of announcement, make it on, like, I don't know, your daughter's cooking show podcast or something. So it gets lots of looks and clicks. And
Whose cooking show?
she used to have a cooking show. His daughter,
Whose daughter?
LeBron James, on like YouTube.
I didn't even know if he had a daughter. I'm sorry. I'm not up to date with LeBron James's family tree.
Are you being serious?
I know Bronny and then who's
Bryce?
Bryce.
And then I forget her name. It starts with a Z. And then he's married to Savannah.
Zavannah?
No.
I have no
No.
idea. I
No.
don't know. I saw a picture of Steph Curry and his family. I'm like, since when does he have 37 kids?
Wait, how many does he have?
I think like
Does he
4
have
or 5. I'm like, where are they
He has
coming
4
from?
He has 4 kids. I think he has 4.
Man.
How do you not like keep up with some? Like, don't you care about their lives? Like, wow.
Do not start with it. I
Wow.
humanize these athletes more than anybody.
I love knowing everything about their lives.
Okay, creep.
That does sound
Boundaries. Giving you some final thoughts tonight.
Final thoughts. It's feels so good. Better than I even thought to react to a live Kings game, right? And obviously live, but like to react to a game and go live. It feels really good. Like, I wasn't expecting this to feel so good. Like, even how that game ended, I was like, man, it exhausted me. And then I come into the studio, turn on the mic, you guys all show up, and it's like, let's fucking go.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I like it.
Of course it's fair.
Connor says, give me a reason to be excited about this team, ? Look, I'm not going to, I don't just like make up stuff out of thin air. I'm going to say this. We all root for sports for a reason. You know, there's some people like, I'm not going to pay attention to this team. That's fine if you don't want to pay attention to this team, but I don't know. I'm following a team. I like watching the Sacramento Kings for better or worse, and I'm going to enjoy the bumps along the way, no matter how bumpy it gets, because when it feels good, god damn, it feels good. And that Beam Team year, it felt so good. We didn't expect it to happen, and that's what makes sports special. So, no, I'm not going to be like, hey, dude, I'm telling you, this could be different this year. We're going to be on the journey together. But I promise you, every time we go live, we are going to have fun together. And laugh no matter what.
What was that?
Laugh no matter what, because you're ha 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 ha.
There you go. Do a laugh.
I just did. It's way too loud. I don't like your fake laugh. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Not really. We'll be back Friday night. When's the last time you stayed up this late? It's been a long time for me.
I know, which I love. I still have the energy. So this is great.
Well, make sure after this show you leave us comments and on the YouTube. We can go back and forth. We'll probably do some more videos tomorrow. And if you're on Spotify too, drop some comments. We love you guys so much, but we gots to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your evening.
See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell